you're here with Chell, and we're doing a current household. Basically, sort of, yeah, current household. It's a Drifter update. I don't think I've introduced y'all to my Drifter family. Uh, this is House 12. That she is the heir to House 12. It just randomly starts you on random Sims, but she is my Generation 12. This is Anthony. This is her grandfather, I believe. This is your grandfather, correct? Yes. This is her grandfather. He is House 10. And this is her mother. She is from House 11, but she was not the heir. Her husband, Amelia's dad, was the heir. Her name is Amelia Schmidt. This is my Schmidt legacy. I don't know if y'all have heard me talk about it or not, but like, I'm very, very, very attached to my Schmidt legacy, which essentially they're on the 12th generation, but with kind of the new rules and everything that has come about with the Schmidts, I've went through and brought them all back to life. I went through and brought them all back to life, and they're all elders, because I kind of have it to where only active household is aging. But I went back and brought them all back to life because I just got too attached to them, and I didn't want any of them to die. Jackson here, I need to sneeze. Give me just a second. Okay, so that was a false alarm. I hate that when you need to sneeze but can't. So yeah, I didn't get to sneeze. But anyways, Jackson here, her husband, his last name might look familiar. Jackson Dodd. And his name might sound familiar. Yeah, he is from my Dodd legacy. I have Master Controller, not Master Controller. Damn it, I always do that. I have MC Command Center. And MC Command Center has a feature now that it lets you bring in tray sims. So I keep all of my sims in my tray. So that way, it will bring in all my sims. So I see my sims from all my saves and sims that I just randomly create, and I see them everywhere. So they come into all my saves. So Amelia here married Jackson. But she was the heir, so then she was the heir. We're going to go all the way to the beginning if it'll load. Because the family tree is very messed up. It's very broken. It's just typical EA business. But this was the founder. This was who I started off with. She was House 1. She was Generation 1. She was House 1. Her name was Anna, and she married Paul. And they had 2 children, Antonia and Nicholas. Now, with Anna, I didn't really set out to do A names. And Antonia just kind of happened. I was randomizing the names, and I seen Antonia, and I thought, oh, that's so pretty. And then Nicholas, he just like, again, random until I seen something I like, oh, I like Nicholas, and I think I have another Nicholas somewhere. I think he was in my 100 Baby Challenge. But, so Nicholas is literally the only sim from here on out that does not have an A name that is directly bloodline linked to the Schmidt family. So Antonia was my second generation. She married Juan. Juan was the greatest sim ever. Like, he was my favorite. He was insane back when insane was really insane, not erratic. He was insane, and he spent his golden years butt naked. Like, he loved running around the house butt naked, going and playing in the rain. He didn't care that his child, Ashton, he did not care that his child, Ashton was a child at the time, just sitting beside Dad while Dad was naked on the couch. And I mean, he was a freaking hoot. I loved him. He cracked me up. So then they had Ashton, and Ashton was House 3, and he married Celine Schmidt, and she is a descendant of Bahid, the Bahid line. I think it's probably pretty broken because I think, calling has happened. But so she is a descendant from the Bahid line. And so Ashton and Celine, they had Andy and Abby. Abby was oldest because it's always the firstborn heir that takes over. So Abby was oldest, and Andy was her younger brother, and Andy took over. I moved him out, and so he had his own bloodline that continued on. But we're just going to follow Abby's. So Abby, she was house 4. She had an alien living with her. And where's her husband? Where's her husband? There he is. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing her husband, but Maddie is her husband. She married Maddie. He had children already before him and Abby got together, so he had like 7 brothers. 6 brothers? No, 7. He had 7 brothers. He had 7 brothers, and he had children before he got with her. Again, my family tree is really kind of screwed up, so I'm guessing one of his kids are still alive. I have no idea how. Maybe he's moved into one of the houses that's marked as active. I really haven't looked. I really don't care. Like, I'm just playing and having fun. But, so Abby gave birth to Alicia, and Alicia had a brother named Aaron. He was kind of an oopsie baby. He was younger, and she married Ryan. So that was house 5, and then house 6 was Annabelle. Now, I built house 1, I built house 2, I built house 3, I built house 4, I built house 5. House 6 with Annabelle, I did not build. I just downloaded hers off the gallery because it had to be like a huge, huge house. And so Annabelle married David, and she married David, and they were house 6, and I did not build theirs. And the first part of house 7, he was in mom and dad's house still. So he was house 7, Adam, and then he ended up marrying Brienne, and Brienne brought in a funky nose. And that funky nose lasted until like generation 10. And so he's 7. No. Yeah, it was. It was Brienne that brought in that funky nose. So Adam is 7, and he buried her, and they had Ava, and Ava was 8, and she married Jario, and they adopted Mercedes, Chadwick, and Jacqueline. And then she gave birth, her and him. It was their child was Andrea. So Andrea was house 9, right? 7, 8, 9. She was house 9, and she married Aiden, and they ended up giving birth to identical twins, Anthony and Andrew. So Anthony and Andrew, Anthony was the heir, and he was house. See, I'm so confused. 10. Yeah, he was house 10, and he married Suki, and they had, Suki, oh yeah, Suki had 3 kids that were all dying of elder. I don't know how she ended up as an immortal, but she was an immortal, and we ended up fixing that. And so then they gave birth to just Axel. They had only Axel. Trust me, that's all the kids these 2 could handle. They were, oh Jesus, she was not a great mom. So, and they had Axel, and Dad wasn't a great dad either, if you want me to be honest. And Axel married Chandler, who was there on the couch, or in the chairs, with Amelia. And they gave birth to Amelia, and Amelia married Jackson, and the heir is Annika, and then they had Arthur. So that is the Schmidt family tree. It is a bit, I didn't go super into detail, I didn't go into super huge detail about it, because, I mean, there's some that, like, branch off, and, I mean, it gets wild and crazy. So, but yeah, that's my Schmidt. I built all the houses except for house 6. House 6 I did not build because it had to be like the $350,000. You had to complete mansion bearing with it, and I was not up to that. This is Anthony's house. Anthony and Suki, this is their house, and this is Anna's house. This is house 1, and this is house 10, I believe it is, or is it 9? No, it's 10. So this is house 1, this is house 10. I built both of those, nothing fancy. I built this house, again, you'll see why I don't build a great deal. Like, that's it. that is the most I felt like doing, and they're lucky I did that. But with Drifter, I do build their houses because it's kind of part of the fun is just building. And I really do love their kitchen. I think their kitchen turned out really, really cute. I do love their kitchen. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not so happy with the living room area, which is why it's completely unfinished. I haven't done a whole lot with it. And then upstairs is very not finished. Like, I haven't done hardly anything. They got plenty of money. I'm just trying to wait for the creativity to strike. And that's usually how it works with me with building. Like, I'll start building, I'll do something, and then I'll burn out. Like, I'll lose creativity, and so then I'll play for a while. And then whenever I finally get the mood to create and to decorate and to build again, I'll work some more. So I just do it in spurts. And right now, the moment hasn't hit me. Anna, house one, I really loved her house. It was so cute, but it was like completely filled with CC, and I purged CC after that, so her house is pretty much empty. So I don't go to the other heirs' houses. I don't go to the other houses because 90% of them would be empty because I did it with CC, and I've since purged my CC and gotten new CC. So, yeah. But yeah, this is Drifter House. It's actually 12 generations. I've been playing it I started it with a good friend of mine. She has a YouTube channel. Her name is Tiger Lover. I started it with her sometime back. Like, I think it was 2018 when we started it. And then we played hard for a couple of months. And we got to house 10. And then I think we both just kind of burnt out, like, because, I mean, we was playing it pretty much every day and most of the day, and I think we both just kind of burnt out. We just needed a break from it, and then we just never went back to it, and she's still playing hers on her off time, and I'm still playing mine on my off time, but it's kind of hard to get into it. Well, I've got the energy, and I've gotten the desire, and I've gotten the passion to play this save again and to get back to my Schmitz, because I love my Schmitz. They are easily one of my more favorite families. Like, I don't have a whole lot of favorite families, but they are one of my top favorite families. And Dowds is another. Dowds and Schmitz are probably my two top favorite families. But, I really want to finish this challenge. My goal is to complete the Drifter Challenge with my Schmidt family. So that is 24 generations, house 24. So, yeah, it's my goal. I'm sure it's pretty optimistic, because life happens, and life sometimes really happens. So, I'm sure it's very optimistic, but my goal was to complete the 100 Baby Challenge by the end of this year, and I've already completed that. Well, counting House 12, because it's not complete, I'm still in the middle of House 12. Once Annika ages up to young adult, House 12 will be over, and we'll start House 13. So considering House 12 is not over, there's 13 houses that I have to complete still. So there's 13 weeks pretty much between now and Christmas. Like to December 27th, but Christmas. So my goal is to have Drifter Challenge completed by Christmas. I'm sure it's very optimistic. I'm sure it's not likely to happen, but that's what I'm aiming for. And I usually work really well when I give myself goals and I write things down and I plan things out. I'm usually a really big planner. Like, I really like, organizing my thoughts and everything like that. So, So that is the plan, is to get done with my Drifter completely by the time Christmas gets here. Well, a couple of days after. If I'm a couple of days past Christmas, I'm okay with that. But my plan is to get it done by Christmas. And then that way, I can work on Dowd next year, and I have a Witch's Legacy that I'm trying to work on, and then I have a Island Living Legacy that I'm trying to work on, so I have a lot that I'm still trying to work on, but this one right now, I want to focus my attention on it. So in all of my free time, whenever I have free time to just play and I'm just playing, this is what I've been working on, is my is my Drifter, my Schmidt Drifter Legacy, focus, my Schmidt Drifter Challenge. And if you've never heard of the challenge, okay, I'm a chronic restarter. I'm sure a lot of you have figured that out about me. I am a chronic restarter. I have a hard time making it past generation 2 or 3 sometimes. If you can get me past generation 2 or 3, then usually I've done pretty damn good. But I usually only last a couple of generations. Dowd Legacy is generation 5, which I've done 5 generations before. That's usually about my woohoo, yeah, max limit. Drifter is 24 generations, and I have made it through 12. This is the second time I've made it to House 12 of Drifter Challenge, and I just Drifter Challenge. There's something about it. It's you start fresh each house, and it's like a fresh challenge each time. It's mini challenges, and it's never dull. It's never boring. It's never the same. It's always something different. You can play it, and I feel like it has like a megaton of playability, of replayability. Like it's got huge. Don't mop that up, but don't try to repair that just yet. But I feel it has like a megaton of replayability because you can start at house 1 and you can go all the way through to house 24 and you will not have done the same thing. I mean, yeah, you have to build a house. That gets kind of repetitive. Yeah, you have to decorate houses. That gets kind of repetitive. It gets kind of, oh, no, wait. That's not what I want to do. Don't do that. You are a spellcaster. No, not Incinerate. I thought there was a Reparo. Don't you have Reparo? I could have swore you had Reparo. No? Yeah, you know that. Why can't you Reparo that? Because I know you know that. I'm trying to figure out where the damn spell book is. It's practical magic, isn't it? Yeah, Reparo. See, you know that. Fix a broken object. Okay, so why can't she Reparo this? What kind of hokey bullshit is this? That's disappointing as hell. Like, just replace it. You got money. Don't worry about it. Okay, so, yeah, it's a different challenge each time, and I feel like, and it takes you you start with 0. You start each house over on a fresh new lot. You take away all funds. You take away everything. Empty lot, 0 funds. You start from the ground up. You don't have to have a child right away. But you can only... The only thing I really am not a huge fan of Drifter about is that you can only control one sim 90% of the time. Most of the challenges, you can only control one sim. You can't control any of the others. You have to influence them, which before Parenthood, before we were able to influence, oh my god, this was a completely different challenge. It was super hard. Because you had to keep your kids alive. And you had to get them good grades. Well, you didn't have to get them good grades in school, but, if you're a perfectionist, you wanted them to have good grades in school, and you couldn't do anything about it. Like, you could just try your best to try to influence it with like focus stuff and focus decor, and it was a lot different. Well, now with Parenthood, I mean, you can like influence her to do her homework, and it's just like super easy now. But it is kind of like a bit of a bummer because sometimes you just want to control everybody. Sometimes you just want to play everybody. And I've often thought about, once I'm done completely with following the rules to a T, just going back and playing it as a regular challenge where I could control everybody. But that's something that I may eventually do one day, but it's not something I'm interested in doing right now. Because right now I'm focused on completing the challenge as the creator intended. So, anyways, if you've never heard of the Drifter Challenge, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. Check it out. I'm not joking. Like, it is an amazing challenge. And even if you don't want to start at house 1 and go all the way to house 24, the creator of this challenge, Vahisha, she has done such an amazing job at creating this challenge that you can play each house standalone. Like, she has made the rules so that it's not reliant on the other 20 houses. If you want to start at house 21, you can literally start at house 21, pick it up and play in it. I started a random Drifter challenge where I was just randomly doing different houses. Like I had a spinny wheel and I'd do one house and I was planning on doing another house randomly, just doing them out of order randomly just for something fun to do. I didn't get very far on that just because I had so much other stuff going on, but that is another thing that I do want to pursue eventually, is doing a random drifter challenge, because the rules, the way the house challenges are set up, is each one is its own individual challenge. It doesn't rely. Sometimes there's a couple that, like, you have to give them, you know, your children have to have a certain trait, and like the heir has to have, you know, the vegetarian trait. And so when you're making your sim, you have to give them the vegetarian trait. But I mean, if you just plan ahead just a little bit, it's completely doable. And I mean, it's an amazing challenge. It really is. So I've managed to talk nonstop for 20 minutes about nothing. So I mean, it's just I just wanted to share my drifter challenge with y'all, because I realized I hadn't shared this yet, and this is one of my favorite challenges ever. It really is. Like, it is one of my favorite challenges that has been created in all of Sims games that I've been playing challenges in. And I just think that it's so fun, and I get so far. Like me, the Chronic Restarter, I'm on 12th generation right now, and it was not even that big of a deal to get here. I mean, it took time, but it wasn't like, another generation, you know what I mean? It was so fun to get here, like it just happened and everything, and I intend to get all the way through it. So yeah, I mean, if you're a Chronic Restarter and if you like the challenge of building your Sims up, I think that's one of the things about this challenge that really speaks to me personally, is I love the build up. I love starting from nothing. I love focusing and making them earn their way. Mama, you're going to sleep, aren't you? Okay, we're going to come down here with her. But I love, you know, starting from nothing and earning my money and building up the house and everything like that. And it allows that. So, like, the drifter is like almost the exact opposite of the legacy challenge. The legacy, you start from nothing and you build up, but you just keep that with each generation. You just keep building up, and oh, you need food, honey. Let's get you some food. But you just keep building up, and by the end of the challenge, you are still in the same house. Your Sims are rich beyond wildest dreams. And oh, see, crap, I can't do that. See, I'm talking and I did not even pay attention to what I was doing. Okay, he's getting some food anyways, so that's what happens whenever you talk, because you start doing stuff you're not supposed to do. That's why I try to stay clicked on mom and just do this randomly. But yeah, I mean, it's the exact opposite of the legacy, as in you start over each time, and each time you have a house value that you have to aim for. You have goals that you have to complete. You have, you know, things that you have to do. Like this house, House 12, she had to get in a fight and win 5 fights with 5 different Sims. And she also, in addition to that, she had to make a enemy, declare them an enemy, and then make them BFFs. And okay, here we go. She is, where's she at? Where is your BFF? Where is your BFF? Is it Morgan? Oh, she died. Oh my God, how sad. Morgan died. This was her BFF. They were fast enemies. Like, they hated each other. They got in a fight. I didn't count her fight with her as a fight that she won, because they were BFFs, or enemies. But yeah, so this was her enemy, and then they became BFFs, and now Morgan has died. That's so crazy. But yeah, so she fought him, her, she fought her, and I thought there was, well, I know there was one other, because there had to be 5. Unless I did count her. I may have counted her. But yeah, so I mean, it was, you had to get in 5 fights and win 5 fights with 5 different Sims. You had to get an enemy, declare them an enemy, and then make them your BFF afterwards. And then you have to had a house, a 3-bedroom house, which I built this house with this as a bathroom and this, and it was just completely different from this line. This way was completely different, and these 2 were the bedrooms. And then I realized it had to be a 3-bedroom two bath house for 50,000 simoleons. So one, I mean, that's not, it's a bedroom. It's not a great bedroom, but it's a bedroom. So 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, one bathroom here, one bathroom here. And again, I'm not done with this house at all, but it's worth $58,000. So she's pretty much done. She's just waiting on the heir to age up. And I have my dragon fruits in here because I was making way too much money and I wanted to taper down on the cash flow. So I put my dragon fruits in the inventory, but I still have them so I could put them out like in a pinch if we needed money for anything, which I'm sure 60,000 is more than enough to complete the house the way I want to complete it. So I'm just kind of playing and waiting until Annika here ages to young adult. She is just started out. Yeah, she's got 11 days of a child, and then she'll have 14 days as a teenager. So she's still got a little ways to go. But yeah, that's my Drifter Challenge. This is just my Schmidt family, and I really, really, really love my Schmidts, and I just wanted to share them with you guys and give y'all a little glimpse into what I'm doing whenever I'm not recording. So this will probably take up most of my free time, probably for a while, because unless I get burnt out and just need a break, which does happen, it does happen. So unless I get burnt out and just need a break, then I imagine that this is what I'm going to be doing until Christmas. So, all right, guys. Well, it was great. It was great talking to y'all, and I will see you in the next episode.